G'day, welcome back to the channel and welcome to this edition of MGUY EV News for Saturday, the 15th of June 2024. Please make sure you're subscribed and make sure you enable all notifications so you never miss another MGUY video. So Ford's attempting to save some money here. Previously they had requested or required all of their dealers to become special electric vehicle dealerships, and that was going to cost each dealership basically millions of dollars to become approved to sell EVs, and presumably not many of them wanted to do that. So now they're just saying, okay, forget it, anyone can be an EV dealer now. Ford ends electric vehicle dealership program, citing less demand than anticipated. What a surprise. Ford Motor is discontinuing a controversial dealership initiative for electric vehicles, which at first required store owners to invest up to $1 million in cash in order to sell EVs. Ford CEO Jim Farley launched the EV Certified program in September 2022 amid strong industry enthusiasm for all electric cars and trucks, limited supply of the vehicles, and a high demand for the vehicles at the start. However, things have not worked out the way they had anticipated. Ford and other automakers' EV sales are increasing, but slower than expected. As a result, that's led to automakers delaying or cancelling future electric vehicles and investments, NBC News reported. The world has changed, said Marin Gjaja, Chief Operating Officer at Ford's Model E electric vehicle sector. The growth has slowed down. According to Gjaja, the Model E dealership program, which employed almost half of Ford's 2,800 US dealers, is ending in light of the evolving market and dealer discussions. Dealer lawsuits have also been filed against the corporation due to the scheme. Yeah, just another sign of the global EV slowdown and how legacy automakers are just going to, build regular cars again, start making profits. Good for them. So if you're into reading academic climate papers, this one's for you. What's Up With That, which is a great climate site, has published an article linking to a paper about how if we all follow the net zero plans to 2050, it will make square root of sod all difference to the temperature. Net zero averted temperature increase. Many people are surprised by how little warming would be averted from adoption of net zero policies. For example, if the United States achieved net zero emissions of carbon dioxide by the year 2050, only a few hundredths of a degree Celsius of warming would be averted. This could barely be detected by our best instruments. The fundamental reason is that warming by atmospheric carbon dioxide is heavily saturated, with each additional ton of atmospheric carbon dioxide producing less warming than the previous ton. Using feedback-free estimates of the warming by increased atmospheric carbon dioxide, CO2, and observed rates of increase, we estimate that if the United States, US, eliminated net CO2 emissions by the year 2050, this would avert a warming of 0.0084 degrees C, or 0.015 degrees Fahrenheit, which is below our ability to accurately measure. If the entire world forced net zero CO2 emissions by the year 2050, a warming of only 0.07 degrees C, 0.13 degrees Fahrenheit, would be averted. If one assumes that the warming is a factor of 4 larger because of positive feedbacks, as asserted by the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC, the warming averted by a net zero US policy would still be very small, 0.034 degrees centigrade or 0.061 degrees Fahrenheit, for worldwide net zero emissions by 2050 and the 4 times larger IPCC climate sensitivity, the averted warming would be 0.28 degrees centigrade or Celsius. So go and read the paper for yourself. You can download it at the link. Very interesting. Shows how spending multiple trillions of dollars every year on net zero is going to make bugger all difference, basically. This one is going to make some local people down the coast very angry. I hope actually that this will eventually get taken to court. This kind of decision to approve wind farms, offshore wind farms, despoiling the beautiful coastline south of Sydney. shouldn't be allowed. It absolutely should not be allowed. But it's just been approved. Illawarra offshore wind zone approved. The federal government has approved the Illawarra offshore wind farm area as angry campaigners hit their keyboards and plan demonstrations. Federal Climate Change Minister Chris Bowen, moron, announced the creation of the zone in Wollongong with Assistant Treasurer Stephen Jones and local MP Alison Burns. Through this zone, the Albanese government will deliver up to 2.9 gigawatts of reliable, renewable power, enough to power 1.8 million homes, Bowen said. When the wind's blowing. What happens when it doesn't blow? What are we going to do then, Climate Change Minister Bowen? And here's a timely warning about how easy it is to make a complete disaster buying a Tesla. Aussie warns of 45k Tesla mistake. An Aussie who found a cheap second-hand Tesla online was stopped from buying it at the last moment by his mechanic who knew it was trouble. An Aussie who found a cheap second-hand Tesla online was stopped from buying it at the last moment by his mechanic who knew it was a write-off. Jeff Zarif from Wollongong in central New South Wales was talking to a seller on Facebook Marketplace. Oh, that's a safe place to buy cars, isn't it? And managed to bring down the price from $56,000 to $45,000 for the used Tesla. The seller said the electric car needed to be sold as soon as possible. Oh, no red flags there then. So Mr. Zarif texted his mechanic, Mitchell Pedavoli, to see if the paperwork was legit. It's a good job that he did, as Mr. Zarif said he would have wasted tens of thousands of dollars because the car had also voided its warranty. I would have been stung because those Teslas are only as good as their warranty, really, he told Yahoo News. It is illegal to sell a written-off car in New South Wales, but Mr. Zarif claimed the seller registered it in Queensland instead, where the legislation is different. It is legal to sell a car that's not roadworthy in Queensland, but new rules are set to be introduced which would more closely line up with New South Wales laws. And finally, some good news, hopefully, for this EV madness. Might be halted or at least slowed down a bit if a certain DJT makes it into the White House in November. Trump tells GOP he plans to entirely reverse Biden's EV policy. Trump slams Biden electric vehicle policies in GOP meeting. He's going to do something about it, lawmaker says. Donald Trump railed against President Joe Biden's electric vehicle policies in a meeting with House Republicans Thursday and said he would undo them if he takes the White House in November, according to lawmakers who attended the private meeting. Trump told assembled lawmakers at the Capitol Hill Club that the whole mandate towards battery and electric is crazy, Representative Russ Fulcher, an Idaho Republican, said in an interview, paraphrasing Trump's comments. He said the policy would be entirely reversed, Fulcher said. He made it very, very clear that he's opposed to the policies we've got. Trump's comments in his first Washington meeting since his criminal convictions in New York last month came even as one of Biden's key EV policies was challenged in court. Oil and ethanol industry groups sued Thursday to block new air pollution limits issued by the Environmental Protection Agency in March that they say would illegally force automakers to sell electric cars. Yeah, we reported on that court case in news yesterday or the day before, I think. It'd be very interesting to see if that gets slapped down to start with. But also, let's hope that we can put some brakes on this mad rush to net zero and EVs, because it's going to do more harm than good, quite frankly. That's it for this one. Thanks very much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next one. Bye for now.